worked so hard to develop becomes a joke, both to them and eventually to yourself. This is where everything changes, and I mean everything. The moment you stop seeing their message as affection and start recognizing it for what it truly is, pure calculated strategy, designed to measure your reaction and destroy your emotional control. The real transformation happens when you finally understand this brutal truth. They're not extending a loving hand. They're throwing bait into the water to see if you'll bite. And this is where modern stoicism becomes your ultimate weapon of mass destruction against their psychological games. The stoic turn isn't about being cold or heartless. It's about developing the emotional intelligence to see through their manipulation tactics. When that unexpected message arrives, instead of your heart racing with hope or anxiety, you feel nothing. Complete, powerful indifference. Let me tell you about the moment my entire perspective shifted. After falling about feelings, the power lies in calculated restraint, in breaking their psychological cycle through strategic silence or carefully measured words. Your biggest mistake has been treating their message like a genuine attempt at connection. But when you apply Stoic principles, you realize they're simply conducting an experiment. Does this person still dance when I play my music? Can I still disrupt their peace with a few carefully chosen words? The Stoic response completely destroys their expectations. They're prepared for your emotions, your anger, your hope, your desperate need for answers. What they're not prepared for is your complete emotional control, your refusal to participate in their psychological game. This is where most people get it wrong about Stoicism. They think it means being a robot, showing no emotion whatsoever. But true Stoic power comes from choosing your responses consciously instead of reacting unconsciously to their manipulation tactics. When you master this Stoic turn, something fascinating happens to their brain psychology. They expected urgency and found patience. They expected emotional chaos and found calm strength. They expected validation and found dignified silence. This creates a cognitive dissonance that shatters their entire framework of control. The beauty of the Stoic approach is that it works on multiple levels. First, it protects your emotional well-being by preventing you from falling back into toxic patterns. Second, it maintains your personal dignity by refusing to participate in their games. Third, it actually destroys their ego by denying them the reaction they desperately crave. Here's the revolutionary part that will blow your mind. When you apply Stoic principles to these situations, you're not just protecting yourself, you're actively dismantling their power structure. Every non-response or calculated cold response chips away at their confidence in their ability to control you. The Stoic turn requires you to see their message for its true purpose. It's not about reconnection, it's about reconnaissance. They're gathering intelligence about your current emotional state, testing whether their old tricks still work, measuring if the strategic silence you maintained was real or just temporary. Your transformation begins when you stop asking, what do they want? And start asking, what are they really trying to accomplish here? The answer is always the same. They're trying to regain access to your emotional control center, to re-establish their dominance over your peace of mind. Comical. You can see right through their strategies, understand their motivations, and respond or not respond from a position of complete inner strength rather than emotional chaos. This is where the tables begin to turn, where the hunter becomes the hunted, where your silence becomes more powerful than any word the bait they've thrown.